So I keep looking for something to use, but I know this one definitely works. So you know what? I'm going to start fresh, guys. Waylon, Andy. I'm going to install Carbon components today.
Do you have to delete the open?
Don't worry about that one. You can work around it. You don't have to uninstall or anything. So what we're going to do, I'm going to show you what we need to do. Okay, so I'm going to go to this site and we're going to do an npm install. And this is for Carbon components Svelte. Okay? So back in your tool, if you have your terminal open, use the plus icon on the right to open a new terminal. And in your new terminal, you want to paste that command in. Geez. Okay, so it should be npm i-d carbon-components-svelte. I just want to introduce you to other types of components. You don't have to write your own components. There's plenty of other ones out there. And Carbon, I know, doesn't need a very complicated setup, so hopefully we can get that up and running today. So I'm going to install it. Okay, so after you install it, I want you guys to go to your layout.svelte. I wonder if they have some sort of layout component that we can use. I want you to add a main around your slot. This main element, you already have this, Andy. You could keep the card if you want.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be perfectly in sync. You can keep your card. I'm just going to try to see if we can import something from Carbon components. Okay, so once you type an empty curly brace at the top from Carbon, it should autocomplete if you have installed it correctly. If you have not installed it correctly, please check your terminal to see if the install happened correctly. If not, let me know. We can try to debug that. Just make sure you have the correct name of the package.
We need a semicolon after carb?
Yes. So Carbon components Svelte.
Correctly.
What issues are you having, Andy?
No, nothing.
Okay,
I just can't find it.
Okay, so if it's installed correctly, we should be able to get a list in here. But I'm going to go back to the website.
I can't find Carbon.
I'm going to paste this URL to the resources channel. So that's the Carbon components demo. I want to see if there's some sort of card component that we can use. tabs. Usually there's some sort of card component, but these guys don't have anything. Context switcher, I don't need that. Clickable tile. That's just a button. Oh boy. But I guess if we want to mix and match, that's okay as well. So for the folks on the phone and Jason, if you want to follow along and install my package as well, so npm I artesgo-hollow kit, because I have a card component. I don't know why this repo doesn't have a card component. So npm I artesgo-hollow kit-d. And then instead of this guy, I'll leave it, but like I want a card component, I'm going to get it from my own package. And I'm going to put it inside this main. But I also want it to be wrapping this slot, so I'm going to move the slot inside of the card.
I have an issue.
You should have this stuff already, Andy.
Components. Okay.
Thanks.
So I guess we're going to play with two packages today. Hopefully we can find a good mix. All right. What are you complaining about? Let it finish installing, and then... No, it is finished installing. Oh, sorry. Are you good?
Yeah, I am testing. It's good.
Okay. So what we did with the main was we added some styles so that it's not, if I go to my app, you can see that there's some margins on the side of the page. If that style was not there, you would see that it just goes all the way across the screen, which doesn't look good. I'm just going to comment it out, reload. Yeah, so it just goes all the way across, which is not what we want. So these are the styles to make it so that there's some space on the side. You never want to have something go all the way across unless you have some sort of image that you want to act like a banner. So add this to your layout.svelte styles. And I'm just going to keep going. If you guys are having troubles with it later on, actually, I'm going to just post this to the Discord. Notes. Send. Okay. Now, on our to-do page, we wanted to use our own components, but I also want you to try out some other component libraries. So if you've already imported some if you've already imported our own components, I want you to go ahead and remove those now. I try to use my own components here, but there are some issues, so I'm going to get rid of them now. Yours might be from the existing buttons, so might look something like this, right? But that's felt. So get rid of the ones that are from $lid. There should be a button and an input from last time. And you might have the checkbox as well. Let's get rid of them for now. And if I scroll down, these should now be complaining. So I believe the one that is from Carbon is actually called text input. I might have to double check that. Let's just give it a try and see. That did not work. Let me check the documentation. Text input. Yeah, it should be text input. Looks like I just have to manually type it out again. I copied it from the website, so here, let me post it to the Discord as well. If you want to just copy and paste it. And I will go back to the code again, Andy. You need to import text input from Carbon components.
Text input?
-svelte.
Apparently it automatically did it for me.
It did? Okay, that's good. So that should fix the text input. We need to have one for the button.
Wait, can you put it back out? The text, I didn't finish typing.
You don't have the Discord to copy it?
What kind of button? What's this?
Once you have text input from Carbon components svelte, you should be able to use the trick where you just erase the last character of the tag and type it again to get the import. I wonder if they have one for checkbox. Yes, they do.
Can you do that?
Yep, so import all three. And if you save the page, I believe we need to also do some imports for the styles.
Apparently it just automatically does it for me.
That's great.
I don't have to retype the ones that are down there. And I can just put it up here and it just puts it down there.
There is some issues now on my side.
For me, it's
Oh no, it's
working.
back.
For me, it's working.
It's back.
Yay!
But it doesn't have any styles.
That's sad. And we don't want that. We want the styles back.
So
Styles back,
let's
styles back.
look at the setup. There should be a setup document. It's not here. I'm going to go back to their repo. There should be a setup. All right. So it gives us a bunch of themes. Let's use the white theme for now. I'm going to copy this. And in our app.css, if you guys don't have this, this was just, if you create this file, app.scss, so right click on routes and say new file, and then call it app.scss, and then the font face and the star selector should be from your layout styles. So this is from when we tried to do the style global, and this is another way of creating global styles. I want to import the Carbon theme, so I'm going to add the white theme here. What you also want to do is import my themes. This is going to be a lot of CSS, but that's fine. If you want to add these 3 lines at the top of your app.scss, now what's going to happen is it's going to complain about Sass when you open the page. And to fix that, you want to do an npm i-d Sass. Okay? I'm going to add that as a comment here. If you have issues with the browser that says something is missing Sass.
The screen's frozen.
Is it?
Bam!
Your terminal and run npm install-d Sass.
What's after SASS? That weird rectangle.
Which one?
An npm i-d.
That's just my cursor. You already did this, Waylon. You don't need to do this again.
Well, Dad?
I'm just saying if you have issues with a browser that says something is missing Sass. Okay? So if your browser opens and is not complaining, you're good. You don't need to do it.
What? Can you go back up?
Go back up where? I just did a Control-C to stop.
From the...
You keep missing the this. Look, expected this. This, not Sass expected. This. This. What are you missing? You always miss that.
Okay?
I'm not missing anything right now. So I'm good. Yay.
Yeah. It's confusing because it's missing dependency versus missing character.
Is the boxes supposed to be very big?
How big is it? The to-do, yeah, it's kind of big.
Yeah, to delete is bigger than that. It's red. Now it's blank.
So if you did it correctly, you should be seeing what I see here.
I'm adding so much bands.
There is a text input box that you can type into. If you click create, it should add it to your list. There's some issues with it not being on the same line. We'll fix that as we go, but it should still work. Let me take a look at what's going on.
I see a little red here.
You didn't finish your imports. Comment and checkbox. Checkbox.
When your to-do list turns too big.
Did you delete all your tasks, or is it not loading?
It's working.
Okay.
I'm adding my stuff.
All right. So when you're importing things, try not to import manually. Or if you are, double check that you are not importing type. Import type is something else. Type is for the TS files, okay? Don't do that. Okay? And, well, we have our app working, but the styling looks a little funky.
Yeah, and I don't like that.
What we can do, let's fix the styling, right? Style, And in this div, I want to give it a flex box. Class equals flex. Class equals colon, not colon, sorry. The quotation marks. And then in the style tag, we're going to do a dot flex. And I think this is the first time we're styling it with a class. And this is actually the preferred way. So we never really want to target anything based on a div or a button. That usually can get us into some troubles with selecting for too much things. So it's a good idea to add a class and style the class instead. So inside, we're going to do a display flex and justify content. And I suppose we can just do flex start. It should at least put it all on the same line. Oh boy.
Oh no. Oh no.
the checkbox is taking up everything. I also want to do a align items. And we want to center it. This will center things vertically. I want to add a comment here. Yeah, so if we do that, then the text will be centered vertically, right? You can see that instead of being at the top of the button, it's now centered with the button. So let's take a look at how to fix this button thing.
Mine is the same as before.
Yeah, mine just fit. Mine just
Did you add a div around your 3 elements?
Yeah.
If you look at mine, it's same as before you advertise close ones.
Unclick. I'll have to unclick
No,
stuff.
that's fine.
I'll have to.
You don't have the checkbox. You didn't put the checkbox yet.
I'll have to unclick stuff.
Oh,
If item done stuff.
Okay. Yeah. So if you want to, yeah, I did this earlier because I was trying to test something. If you want to add this line, then you should have the 3 elements that I have.
But Dad, I don't have to click somewhere else. I don't have to click right next to BAM or anywhere that's aligned with the checkbox. I can just click the checkbox.
Yeah. So the checkbox, like, there's going to be a label after the checkbox that you can click as well. Okay.
How about the X box?
Actually, hold on.
Should I add the item done stuff?
There should be a way to label this checkbox. So instead of putting all that on a single line, I'm going to put them on different lines. And we're going to use the label of the checkbox.
now you got me. Oh, you got me lost. I was typing the entire line.
Yeah, okay, follow along. Put the bind on a new line. Put the on click on a new line. And then we're going to add a label. Text equals, and then we're just going to copy this stuff, this inside. Cut and paste. Okay? So that's the final code. I'm going to double check in my browser. So I will be back to this. Give me 1 second. Yep. Look, it's perfect now. And it looks pretty nice. We can do the same thing to the box up there because I want to put the creates on the same line. So I'm going to go back to the code. This is the final code. It's a good idea to have a label for the checkbox anyway, so this is how we do it.
Oh, you put a label.
Label text. equals the item description.
Text equals.
Okay.
Wait, I'm not done. Pseudo.
I wonder if you actually need this on click. Because I was trying to debug something.
Yeah, I don't have it and it still works.
Okay, I'm gonna check because you shouldn't need it. Yeah.
See?
Wait, what?
So it's just bind checked and label text.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Yay! Done.
It's red.
Woo! I'm done.
I have issue.
And what is your issue?
Do you have this code?
Do you have an issue for a tissue? Yes,
Yeah,
I do have.
I think
Is there any red squigglies?
the entire label text line.
Label text. It's inside the checkbox, right? The first checkbox?
It's that. It's not going to bam right next to the checkbox.
Andy? Wait. So, what do you have, Waylon?
I have checkbox, bind, colon, check, was label text.
You misspelled label. Oh.
There we go.
Do you have the import for checkbox? Go up, go to the top. You should be importing checkbox here and the button as well. So add.
So this is what I have for the imports now. So it should be all from all of the components should be now from Carbon components.
I have a problem. It might not be a problem.
Wait, please scroll up. Yeah.
All good?
I have a problem. There's two texts.
I did a
Same here.
cut and paste, not a. You need to get rid of the one outside of the checkbox.
It was. Wait.
So if you didn't follow along earlier, I did not just copy and paste, I did a cut and paste. Okay, so if you have it like this, this should not be here.
Oh,
Okay, no.
big no.
Get rid of it.
Oh, rid of it. And it's fixed.
Okay?
Okay.
There we go.
So it looks like a pretty nice to-do list now.
Yeah, definitely.
I also want to move this onto the same line, so I'm going to do that now. Yeah. So here, you just put this in a dot flex. I'm not sure if you guys have the same capability. Like I can do this. I can do a dot, and it says admit abbreviations, and then I can type the class name, and then hit enter. But you guys might not have the same, and you just have to type it out manually.
I just did it.
You have it? Then you're good. Otherwise, yeah, just type out the div with a class of flex. So if you save that, it should react the same way as the other one, and it puts it on the same line. I just wish they would have matched it up. I believe you can have different sizes for the button. So
I'm confused.
size equals small.
Div.
What? No, it's too small. What other sizes we have?
Div.
Field. Hey, matches.
Wait. It didn't work for me.
Did you add the size equals field?
Oh! What?
Did you add the div as well?
I added div. Oh, I didn't
And the
add
flex?
class flex.
Yeah, add the class flex. And I'm going to call this controls, flex controls. I also want to add some padding afterwards, so
Flex.
dot controls. And actually I'm adding a margin, so margin bottom. And we're going to add 20 pixels. This one?
Size field.
Size equals field, F-I-E-L-D. So now everything should be in view. I added another class to the text input and added a margin bottom for the new class. Okay? And if I go back to the page, there should be a little gap here, so it's not all scrunched together. Although I should probably add some margins after these guys as well. You know what? Yeah, you know what? Just add it to the flex instead. Or maybe I can add it here. Margin, bottom, 10 pixels here. Okay, so it's not all scrunched together.
Wait.
I'm just trying to get everything on the screen, so if anybody's still missing stuff. Everybody good with the checkbox here?
Yeah. Yeah. Go back down.
This is the bottom of the file.
Okay, go back down. I'm gonna margin there.
Yeah, this is the bottom. I'm my cursor is right on it. Look at it. So there's a flex. The flex now has a margin bottom of 10 pixels. And the controls has a margin bottom of 20 pixels. Andy,
I was very lost.
can you just copy this down and add the controls class as well?
Okay.
I'll
just try to follow.
Yeah, just follow along.
Margin bottom?
Yes. If you have any issues, Michelle, let me know. I'll try to help you after the class as well. If you want to just post like screenshots, if you're having any issues. Our app's not quite complete either.
And I'm still pretty lost.
What are you lost on? Change it to 10 pixels. Why did you add 0.5 to everything?
I like 0.5.
There. You're good now. Looks nice?
Yeah. I don't have to delete all my dams.
Jason, you good?
Yeah.
Waylon, you good?
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to finish the functionality. So you see how if I check off this test item and I refresh the page, it comes back as unchecked because we haven't built the to-do list functionality for that yet.
God.
So
How does it state?
what we want to do is in our checkbox, we want to add a on change. On change event to say we can pass the item to. We can pass the item, the to-do item, to our done item. So to do. So in your done item function, I want you to add this parameter. It's a to-do of type to-do. Okay? Andy, did you do this? In your done item function, add this parameter. To do. Yeah, in the script, there should be a done item. I think we just created it, but we didn't finish writing the function. Okay? Did you do it?
Where do you put them?
Go to line 40 or near line 40. Do you see a done item? If you're not, create it. You should have the delete item, right?
On line 40, to delete?
Just go up to the line, just go up to the delete item section and add this function.
At the bottom?
Doesn't matter above or below. Create a function called done item. So in the on change, we want to call this function. So it's an arrow function. At the very bottom here. I'll wait until you guys are done typing this one. Let me know when you are done with a done item function. It's just an empty function for now. It might be named differently because I did this again. But your delete function already works, right? When you click a delete, it removes it from the list.
Yeah.
So you already have that. You don't need to add it again, okay? Just add the done function.
I did it.
Okay? So if you are done that, go down to the on change that we just added and create this arrow function. And we're going to call done item. And we're going to pass the item. Okay? Because this is a to-do item. It's of type to do, so we're just passing it in. And now we need to do something in the function. If you want to make sure that it's working, you can always do a console log here to say, hey, what am I working with? And I'm going to go to the browser. I'm going to clear my console. And if I click the checkbox, it should tell me which item I'm working with, right? Now done is true. The description is to do. Do the other one. Now done is true and the description is test. So what we want is we just want to store this thing in our local storage. All right. We can just take this. We can take the set item from new item and paste it down here. It's exactly the same. So actually, if I save this and rerun it, I can check this off now and refresh the page. It's saved.
We go back to the code and go back.
Yep. just going to remove the console log. I can comment it out. So this code was from the new item function. That was short and sweet. We're done, actually. We're done with the to-do app. I also was able to republish my extension. I haven't installed it yet here. Firefox extensions. And pin. So this is a very basic app at the moment. It's just a single list, but it can act as your to-do list if you want to, right? Now you can take notes of what features, what do we do next as a topic. I can remove it from the list. We can look at other styling, do another talk about CSS styles. I think you guys can benefit from other a deeper look at CSS, and we can explore what they actually do in these component packages. We can just look at the one that I created. So look at what else can we do? Oh, for the home route. I'm wondering what you guys want to do for the home route. Oh, one thing that I do want to do is get you guys set up with Vercel so that we can deploy your app and then have somebody visit it, right? Right now, my app is deployed to Vercel, so that's why you can access it on the web. I don't think I can get you set up with my computer, Andy, so you're going to have to sit this one out. Sorry?
I'm still lost.
What are you lost on? You have the app working, right? Is your checklist saving? If you refresh, does it save?
I'm still in the area to make it to save the checklist.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? Are you done this function?
No.
Did you copy the set item from the new item function above? You can just copy it from the above function and put it down in here. Done item is just that, setting the key into the store. Okay? But I'll leave it here. We'll take a little break here. If you guys have any questions, let me know, because we went through a lot to build this app, it's still pretty simple, right? The script here is about 50 lines of code, and the template, this is what we call the template, is the HTML. The HTML is about what? 20 lines of code, and the style is like 10 lines of code. Isn't that?
No, it's still broken.
You're still building?
No, it's still broken.
Okay, what's going on?
I don't know. First thing, still not safe.
You didn't save. You didn't call the function. There's an onChange function here now. Okay, so I'll move it down.
You need to have this call the done item function. If your done item is still grayed out, it means it's not being called. If I comment this out, you can see that this delete item function is bright yellow, and the other one is kind of grayed out. That means it's not being used. So I'm just going to undo that. You need to add this onChange event to call the function. When you write a function, you need to call it somewhere in the code. If it's not called, it's not going to run. Okay?
I have an error.
So the curly brace, you need to onChange equals curly brace, and then we have this regular bracket and an arrow function.
I have an error.
I know, I'm trying to help you through it. Type this out. Look at the screen.
I have typed that out.
And did you type item inside?
You missed the onChange equals.
Equals. The equal sign after change.
Okay.
It's fixed?
Dude, I have to,
Now,
still have to
test the app. Check something off. Refresh.
Still gone.
What do you mean still gone?
It's still not there. Refreshed it. Checked it. Refreshed it. Checked it. Refreshed it. Still gone.
Sorry. When you okay.
So you might have different code than I have.
I do.
Your set item from the other function might not be doing what this is doing. So instead of what you have, just look at this function, this line, and do what I have. Okay? You need to do a set item of to-do.key and JSON.stringify of to-do. Okay? Because when I looked at your code, your to-do was grayed out. That parameter that we passed in was not being used.
How do we do that? Bam. Refresh. It is undefined now.
If anybody's having issues, I did post an update on the UUID stuff. If you weren't able to follow along with the update, let me do that now. So in your terminal, and for those of you that are on the Macs, you might need, Andy, you might need to do an nvm use 18 first if you open a new one, and then do an npm I uuid -d. Okay? So once you have installed that, you should be able to import v4 from UUID. And when we are creating the new items, the key should now be the v4 function. Okay?
So much errors.
I'm going to add some comments here, Andy. you want that line and this line to be updated. Everything else should stay the same.
Apparently this is not being used. I don't know what to do.
Go down.
So just
Yeah, because you might still have something broken.
If you are having issues with running the app
wait. Sometimes when I enter the
and
do, it won't let me exit it because it just keeps on just showing the 2D.
so if you have the old keys and it's not letting you work with it, go to your terminal, go to applications and look for localhost, local storage, and delete all the existing keys. Delete all of it. So I believe you just have to right click and delete. Firefox lets me do a delete all. So that's one way to do it. If I open Chrome, localhost 5173, I go there.
Wow. I forgot how much space to put. Really? Oh. Okay. Can you come over here?
Console. Cannot read. I don't know what that music is. It's kind of.
Intense.
Why is it not working? Do I not have Chrome, actually? Yeah, I guess not. And Edge is just not letting me do this. Who is this guy? Jeez. Yeah, well, at least it looks similar. So if you go to Application, Local Storage, click inside, there should be some existing keys. You would just want to right click and delete all of it. And hopefully that should refresh your application.
Really awesome.
But if not, we can talk in person and I can help you out. There's some issue here still with Edge browser.
Dad,
Yeah, I'm coming.
sometimes it doesn't let me leave the to-do. Sometimes. Also showing.
9:30.
It's also showing.
Ah. So on mount of the page, it tries to do that, and it's failing. So let's take a look at what we can do to fix that, actually. Okay. So I believe I had an if statement on the other one. So you want to have an if keys dot length, and then move this code inside. So hopefully that would fix this issue. It's still complaining, so I'm going to do a little more. If keys and keys.length. Test. There we go. Some debugging required. All right, I'm just gonna stop here. We're gonna look at what I talked about earlier in the other. We want to do some more around CSS styles. We can use other people's components, but it's always good. It's always a good idea to know how to create your own. We created our own, but they don't look particularly nice at the moment. So next time we'll look at that. I just wanted to have something that we can use for now. And that way, when we are building our own, we can slowly replace the ones that are being used here. Okay, sounds good?
Okay.
All right. I'm going to end the recording, so